Right, hi. I'm Nick Scott from the School of Business, and I'm going to just illustrate one particular function that I use on vUWS, which is the groups function. And I'm just going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to tell you why I use it, and then I'm going to show you how easy it is to set it up. So some of you will already know the groups function. You can all just tune out. But for those who don't, perhaps this can help a little bit. And actually, Brenda's, the second presentation, Brenda's was really useful because her justification of using group learning underpins what I've said, but I'm not going to use, I'm not going to talk about any philosophy of learning or teaching or anything like that. I'm just going to give you this little example. Now, I haven't even actually mentioned here what my unit is, but it's particularly relevant to what I'm doing with my unit, so I'll just mention it. It's a unit called Export Strategy and Applications, and it's an advanced Level 3 mandatory unit in the International Business Key Program of the Bachelor of Business and Commerce. And when the IB, the International Business Key Program, was redesigned a few years ago, myself and Professor Richard Fletcher suggested that what was lacking was actually a unit relating to the practical aspects of doing international business. Lots of theory in the other units. What was needed was a practical unit, and which translated the theory into practice. And my background is in business, international trading, commodity trading, and as an entrepreneur setting up my own business. So I took this on and wrote this. So my unit is designed to achieve a particular end. It's to give the students two things. One is the knowledge that they need on graduation when they go and work in the international operations of a company. They get two things. One is knowledge of international trading methods and terms and uses and so forth. And the second thing is a skill set related to working in small groups for a short deadline to achieve a particular outcome. And that's the particular attribute that I'm going to address here with the groups function. How do I click things on Lene? Is this working? Okay, here we go. Good. Okay, so firstly, what does the groups look like on vUWS? You all know that page down on the left is the groups. If you click on groups, here is a small work group to undertake a short assignment that runs for about 2 weeks, and I have nominated the group members. There's 6 of them, and I've enabled most of the group tools, collaborative tools that are available on vUWS. And those group tools are shown down there. The most important one is actually the group wiki, which is quite a central part of the group work. And I'll demonstrate what that is. Here's an example of one, or the top half of one anyway, that the group's editor, and I'll say why there's an editor as a special job in the group, has posted. Now, I have actually got a little hyperlink to a Google Docs demonstration of why you use wikis, but I'm not going to do it because it takes about 2.5 minutes. Basically, the wiki is important as a collaborative device because when 5 group members all have a separate question to answer, and those 5 questions have to be checked and discussed and shared and edited, there are multiple copies flying back and forth, and it's a practical problem of not having of having multiple copies of the same document in different stages of preparation, split up on the hard drives of 5 or 6 different students' home computers. So the wiki is particularly important because it's a single repository of that document that everybody can log in and see, everybody can work on in real time, all the changes there appear, and it becomes a repository of the group's joint effort that everybody can see at any time of the day and work on. So the wiki is really important as one of those group tools to allow collaboration. That little thing, participation summary, actually it's a tracking device, so you can actually just hit that and find out how often individual students have been logging in and working on it and how many posts they've made and so forth. And if that's going to be part of your marking criteria, then you could use that. I certainly use it to see just in sort of general evaluative terms who's working hard and who's participating. If somebody doesn't log in to their group's workspace here, of which the wiki is a part, until the day before the assignment is due, I know that they're underperforming, shall we say. So why is vUWS groups useful in my unit? Well, it relates to that second objective that I have, which is to get over a particular skill set related to forming a small group in a work environment, being given a set task with a close deadline and getting the job done. In business, if you don't do it, you get the sack. So they need to simulate this particular set of skills, this particular task, here in a fairly safe environment. I'll just explain part of the structure and why I use this. 60% of the students' marks come from the project that stretches over the whole semester. And the project has 5 sequential parts to it, 5 assignments if you like, and which I call chapters, 5 chapters, each one on a different topic. But they are sequential, so when a new group is formed to work on chapter 2 or chapter 3, they actually cannot do their job. They can't write their new chapter assignment until they've gone back and read the previous chapters in the assignment. So there's an iterative process there. They've got to keep reading what other people have written in the project to get the knowledge that they need. Of course, they go out and they find their own knowledge through their own directed research, but they also work through the project. And each of those chapters is marked, and extensive feedback is given by me before the 2-week deadline or whatever it is for the current assignment is due in. So they get a number of different feedback steps, and hopefully it allows them to improve as they go along, because they're getting all my help and assistance and so forth. The whole project, everybody's work, is published as a public document on vUWS, because everybody needs to read it, what everybody else has done to get the information. There's only one thing in the whole unit which is confidential, and that is the individual marks. And the marks for each of these assignments, each of these chapters, is 12 marks, and 4 of those marks are for the group work, for the whole group assignment, and 8 marks is the individual writing of each student. So they have an incentive both to do their own work well and get marks for collaborating well. They change teams. I reallocate teams for every single chapter, so they end up working with everybody else in the class, and they have to get in quickly with a new chapter and formulate their working process. So each team has 5 writers who write different individual questions, and they have an editor. And the editor shares everybody's mark, and is responsible for coordinating the team, helping with the research, coherent flow of the assignment all the way through, editing it, finally sharing it with the team and so forth. Everybody gets to be editor once in the semester. Why use the group's workspace on vUWS? Because vUWS is central to my unit. Everything is on there. I don't have a textbook really, but there are lots of articles and information and sources there. There's the discussion board is critical because I use it all the time to direct their research. And anyway, the vUWS is the central focus, and I want them working in the group workspace within vUWS. I don't want them going off just in a silo in their bedroom. The wiki is really important, as I mentioned, and the collaboration tools that are enabled in vUWS. Firstly, it's a standard set of tools, so every time they come to their new chapter, their new assignment, with a new group, they don't have to work out their own individual protocols with their new colleagues as to what collaborative tools they're going to use. They just use the standard set that's on vUWS. And they are tools that the file sharing, the wiki, and so forth, that allow for integrated collaboration. How to set it up? It's really easy. Number one, control panel, you go to groups. Number two, I allocate my group members so that everybody gets to be editor, everybody moves between different topics and different types of businesses. It's a sort of fairly complicated algorithm, but their destiny is determined from the beginning of the semester. So I hit manual enroll, create single group, manual enroll. Those are actually the 10 current groups for the last assignment, chapter 5. Stick a name of the group in. I make life easy, actually. Rather than typing 10 different names, I actually have a Word document which has the 10 names there, and I just copy and paste it, so I don't even have to type it. I enable the tools, the collaborative tools that I want to give them. The only things I knock out are the journals and the blogs. They don't need those, but they've got their own sort of collaboration set, calendar, file exchange, wikis and things like that. And down at the bottom, I just determine the actual group membership. Only takes me 10 minutes for a class of 90. I just go through, hit the student's name, hit that little arrow button, and make up that group of 6 or something, and then submit. So that's it. I might just add, sorry, I'm going to pinch a little time afterwards. Everything that Simon was saying on the discussion board, I do as well. The discussion board is a really central feature of using vUWS. I keep it on in the background every day. I check it 10, 12, 15 times a day, including at night. I'm usually doing the marking at night anyway. Because the students have to do original research, they don't have a textbook, they don't just read chapter 5 and repeat it back to me, they have to go out and do some original research every time, but it's directed research, so the discussion board is really important for them to check with me what they should be doing, find out what different terms or ideas mean, I can explain it to them, and so forth. So the discussion board's really important in this sort of cycling of knowledge and advice and so forth.